Hello everyone. The title of today's episode is Failure is Feedback. And to be honest, failure is not something really to talk about much, but something to experience and appreciate. Because when you look at what feedback is, it is the response that your world is giving to you through every action. So every step you take, if we were to look at it through a cause and effect dynamic, the effect of it is feedback. Failure is just your involvement in trying to create something here and just not meeting challenges or very intense competition, but just you want to build something stopping you. Do you know? So you learn from that, you take it and you constantly build what it is that is your intention. You know? So when it is perhaps suggested failure is feedback, the feedback is the awareness that life is telling you, you tried this, you couldn't do it this way, but look at what information you got by going through that experience of failure. So people who go through experiences when they go for something, and even though they don't succeed, they are still receiving more information to then succeed. What that means is you must build the trust in this human experience by experiencing. By going through experiences, trusting its movement, going into new combinations of how the moment is real for you. And of course, when we consider something to be real, we are also considering something to be unreal. Do you see? So no aspect of reality can really judge another aspect of reality when it's considered through an individual form. What that means is when we look at the concept of existence, we're all existing. We cannot judge another person's existence. You see? But the awareness to it can be beyond that definition of existence. And so this is where, in a sense, the observance of a sense of existential emptiness within ideology will make you very graceful by not having that self-talk develop in a certain way. Life is a great teacher because it brings you to crosswalks which, if you don't press that button, that other person's not going to press it. Your failure is a gift of experience to evolve your approach. Everything is feedback. Do not judge yourself in thinking that people are being rude to you. The external world is the way it is. The weather is the way it is. You are the one who consciously is a moment of life here, wants to, in a sense, move and go and live in this world. But it's not a live where you're not living now. Of course, you're still living, but it's just you going based on more your sincere and honest feeling of where your experience needs to be. The experience of life is not just a wealth that needs to be captured by routines that are suggesting value. You are putting the value there, just like how when you see someone and based on your communication, you're like, oh, that person is nice, or oh, that person is not nice, you know? But it's your opinion. That person is many senses to many beings, you know? You can never judge a moment of being that knows. Whether it is from a sense of, whether it's from a view of yourself or from a view of other. do not also seek a certain success, but rather see success as a development of your action and engagement and concentration in moving towards somewhere where you naturally like. Do you know? And that natural liking is actually a clearer view. It's as if you're standing on the terrace and looking outside rather than just being in a place where the structures seem to be always blinding you. You know? When we look at a blue jay, it has an ability to move through different elevations. When we look at man's consciousness, it has an ability to be aware of itself in many manners. And the way it becomes aware of itself is also suggesting the world. So eventually this will go to a point where we are simultaneously aware of all that we can be in all that what we are can be. It's as if it's a very beautiful infinity sign. So it's very important that we acknowledge both our chaotic and ordered aspects. So you go sit down, and when you're in nature and silent and still and just very natural beside perhaps a stream or something, you know, you're beginning to observe how in this life there could be a very chaotic version of you, but there could also be a very ordered version of you. And you're observing how it is the choice of the observer which eventually becomes the action of the object of observance. And so it's as if the action and the knowing are transcendentally one. They're part of the same coin, you know? So it's like duality and unity are the same coin, but because it's being flipped, we're not worried about it. We're just looking at existential change. And the beauty of man's vision can never be ashamed. Much blessings and namaste.